Jesse Hobson. What's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on, dude? I'm just enjoying those tunes again. Been a minute, but we're
I know.
back.
Yes, yes, yes. Unfortunately, we've been MIA for a bit. Things are going to change up a little bit here. We're going to come at you for every pay-per-view moving forward. We're going to try to have some guests, some other people hop on with us here and there, to break down some fights, give some insight, and just have a good time. Once a month, we'll be here with you guys, breaking down some fights, the big fights of the month, and catching you out. And with that said, we do have a guest. We have a guest coming on for this week's breakdown, and that's Joshua, the Oxman, Oxendine. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. We'll see soon enough. But yeah, he'll be coming on shortly. Later on, we'll talk about his upcoming fight, and he'll give us his picks on the main event between Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. UFC 274 is on tap this weekend. What an event it is! But my man, how have you been? How's it going?
It's been really good, man. As Garrett mentioned, we kind of had a little bit of time off, but I just got back into town. I was actually in Dallas for a horror convention called Texas Frightmare Weekend. So I was hanging out with the likes of, Freddy Krueger, the cast of Scream, Monster Squad, a couple people from the Tiger King show. But I'm back and I'm ready to. I'm honestly, I was really excited to kind of break down these fights, not only because it's a pay per view, but because we get to do it live with you guys. And Garrett and I, we do talk back and forth, but there's nothing like talking face to face with my boy.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be here, breaking down some fights, putting some money in your pockets. What's up, Michael Cook, the Blood Diamond, as my good friend Colin Crandall would say, the Blood Diamond, Michael Cook. What's up, man? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, we're here to break down this fight card. 15 fights on tap. I'm excited for it. It's very a little top heavy, but I think we got some exciting fights, throughout this entire fight card. And let's get right down to it. Since we got 15 fights, we're trying to get this through this for you guys. So first fight up on the prelims is a fight at 135 pounds between Jordy Newson and Fernie Garcia. Right now, the line is set at, okay, 1 second.
Garcia minus 150, Newson plus 130.
130. Right, right. So who do
Yeah.
you got in this one, my man?
This one I'm gonna take Garcia. I feel like Newson is a little undersized. He's 5'5". I did see him in Houston. He won there, but he hasn't been doing much since then. I think the play to make on this fight is Garcia minus 150 if you can get it. Um, Also, because Garcia only has the one loss via decision, not KO, and I feel like that is really Newsom's only path to victory. The guy, he has these little arms with huge muscles, and I really feel like that is, he's just going to be looking for that knockout punch the entire fight. Honestly,
Yeah, it's a fight that I'm not really too keen on betting on because, I really don't like to bet on contender series debut fighters, especially as a favorite against anybody that has, 3 plus, UFC fights. It's not never a good recipe for success, but, sometimes they do win. Don't get me wrong. But, in this fight, it's tough. I think Fernie Garcia does get the win, but I think it's going to be a little bit of sweat. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think it's going to come down to the very, very end, where I do think he'll probably just out cardio Journey Newson. Newson hasn't fought since 2020, so he's been out for almost 2 years. I'm not sure
yeah.
why. I don't think it's been any injuries, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Um,
of his three fights, he has two losses, and then the win was overturned. I didn't really see why, but yeah, because of which it's the same thing. I don't like really picking, the gray figures on UFC.com, but I just don't see Newson being really ready for this. Just not only because of the layoff, but because of his size too.
yeah, I think Garcia gets it done as well. It's not a fight I'm really looking to go bet on, but yeah, I got Garcia. I think kind of just edging it out on the feet. I think he's going to be the aggressor. I think he's going to be landing a lot more. I know in the beginning, Newsom's going to be hard to track down. He's got a lot of really good movement for obviously for his size. So it kind of makes it hard. But as he starts to slow down, which he always does, he's a stationary target at that point where I do think Garcia should be able to take over. So My vote is for Garcia to get it done at minus 150. Next up, we got a fight in the women's strawweight division between Lupi Godinez and Ariane Carnelossi. Right now, Lupi is minus 190, and the comeback on Carnelossi is plus 160. Who do you got?
Yeah, so this fight here, I think that honestly, this is probably the snoozer of the card for me. I'm gonna side with Loopy, but I'm not gonna have a play on this one. Ultimately not impressed with either, but I'm a little bit more impressed with Loopy. So no play, but she's gonna be my pick.
Yeah, I think Loopy gets it done as well. Carnelosi's good. She's strong. She's gonna come forward. She's gonna try to throw some hands and land something big. But I think Loopy's got some good movement on the outside, and obviously she's the much better wrestler here, and her jiu-jitsu is really, really good. Her one of her losses was at 125, where a girl was twice her size, and she was still able to take her down, control her for a good portion of that. And now she's finally going against someone her size, who's identical in height and I think reach as well.
That's correct.
So she'll be able to get this fight down to the mat, I think, a lot easier than her previous fights, and where she's going to have a massive advantage. She could she can get the submission here, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, I think that she definitely has more past the victory based on outcomes, not only from her but from Carnelossi or whatever, however the hell you say her name. Doesn't matter because she's probably gonna get cut eventually. Everyone's on the chopping block now. So
I know. Do you see all those cuts? There was like 10 cuts in the last day or so.
Like literally right before we started talking, I saw more. So who knows? We might be seeing a couple on Sunday, but yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Forrest Daniels. I think Loopy gets it done, probably decision, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, both of their losses are both of Loopy's losses come by decision, so I just see it going that route as well.
Right. All right, moving on. Our next fight up is in the flyweight division between Clayton Rodriguez and CJ Vergara. Right now, Rodriguez is a minus 335 favorite, and the comeback on Vergara is plus 260. Who do you got?
So this one's an interesting one for me because I have a pick going against my play. I ultimately like Rodriguez here. I think that is the pick, but I could also see Vergara KO plus 500. This is basically a contender fight, on TV. So like a contender on a pay-per-view. Could be a UFC play to kind of maybe advertise that. With Rodriguez, that dude can win however he wants. But the issue with him though is that his competition is not really all that superhuman. Like it's not really anyone that I would brag about if I was a fighter or if I was even him. This line just feels a little wide to me, and that's kind of why I'm going to pick Rodriguez, but then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Vergara KO because I feel like he's going to want to come in and prove himself.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm kind of leaning the dog here though. Like this price is way overblown.
That's what I'm saying.
For his performance against Santo Corotolo, who has no business on the feet. He's not a good striker at all. He's it's a very good wrestler, but he's also extremely undersized. I think he was only 5'3" coming into that fight. And mind you, I took Corotolo. Bad pick. Just flat out bad pick. He was underdog for a reason. He came in on short notice against a legit, UFC type of fighter. But, this guy has not been tested whatsoever. You look at Vergara. He's actually been tested. He's lost already. He's lost against good competition. He's lost against Ode Osborne in his last fight. He beat Bruno Carrera, who was one of the top prospects. He beat Jacob Silva, who was also a top prospect as well in the flyweight division. Beat both of them. And then he came in, I don't know if it was on short notice or what, against Ode Osborne. And, he got the loss. But Ode Osborne is a tough fighter. And he went, tooth and nail for 15 minutes. I feel like he's going to be a dog in this fight. He's going to come forward. He's going to put the pace. He's going to put the pressure on Rodriguez. Rodriguez has great movement. He throws a lot of different attacks. Very good with his speed. Got a big speed advantage. But once that speed slows down, he gets hittable, and he's going to get hit by Vergara. And I think he pulls away and he gets this job done. I mean, minus 335 against another respectable opponent that's fought decent competition in your first UFC fight. I don't know, man. That's kind of steep for a contender series graduate.
Yeah.
That's just my take. I feel like you're getting so much value on Vergara. Even though I think Rodriguez is probably the better fighter, but it doesn't always come down to who's a better fighter. It's about heart. It's about the experience in there as well. Sometimes those triumph skills, and I feel like it does here.
Well, not only that, I mean, the bright lights play a factor as well. And
Forrest Answer saying I'm overthinking it. KO is unlikely.
yeah, but you don't
How is
think
it? How is it unlikely? Wait, you're gonna tell me a guy that has 6 of his 9 wins by KO is unlikely to get a knockout?
exactly.
How
And that's
does that make sense? That's more than 50% of his wins are by knockout, and he's knocked out good competition. Bruno Correa and Jacob Silva are good competition, and to knock them out, it's impressive. And
I
he's
think
not smaller too. He's not
yep.
small. He's 5'6".
They're both good. It's just that I don't the line is too wide. Like that's the argument. It's
Right.
why you're gonna risk minus what is it? You said minus because I have minus 320. You're gonna risk minus 320 on like that's wild on a contender alum. Let us know how that goes. Like I get it. Like don't get me wrong, I get it because he is the well-rounded fighter. I just don't. I think that these odds, people are betting this up because of that, and that there's more to it than that.
You're pretty much saying that there's no chance in hell Vergara wins this fight at that line.
Yeah, which see and I'm willing to risk for the plus 500. A plus 500 against a guy that doesn't have that much more experience, as well as the same sort of record and same build and same skill set, or very similar skill set anyway.
I feel like we're gonna see that Rodriguez. I feel like everybody's fixated on what Rodriguez did on a contender series and how big he looked on the contender series. You're not gonna see that same type of size advantage against Vergara, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, so this kind of looks a lot more even than I thought it would probably be, because Vergara is gonna be the one that's coming forward. So your guy on Rodriguez is having to move laterally this entire fight and backwards and laterally for entire fight, because he's not going to move forward because he's going to use his speed, because he uses his movement to stay out of the power, which I get, but eventually that takes a toll when you're not moving forward. And I feel like these things will work out in Vergara's favor. And like I said, that line of plus 260, plus 270, that's ridiculous. Plus 285. There's no reason not to take a little bit of a chance. I'm not saying this is. It's not. I'm not saying this is a confident play here. But plus 280 on a coin flip.
Yeah, I feel like once the fight starts, maybe even within the first 2 minutes, we'll see how close the line should actually be, which is odd because I did not think we were gonna agree on this, or at least we might have different perspectives. It's interesting to hear that you have a very similar perspective.
Yeah, because it's not always about who's the better fighter in there. You got to also think about what you're getting for your money.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking about.
It's not always about that. You have to beat the lines, and these are the type of lines that are like you take a chance on. You get these lines are a plus 1,000. Dean Barry, for example. Dean Barry's a better fighter, point blank. But you bet on Mike Jackson because that line is fucking stupid. Yeah. You should never bet that line. That's why you bet the other way. Even if you lose, yeah. You're still going to come out ahead because eventually those fights are going to happen that way. You're going to win some of those. I'm not saying do it all the time.
Yeah,
but like,
or don't do them all.
Right. But there's instances, like the Dean Barry one where you're like, this is way too wide. For what? This guy has done nothing. He's only three wins in MMA. I understand, and then crazy shit happens. Look what happens. So
yeah,
but it's all about making money at the end of the day, and I feel like you can make some money on Vergara if he cashes. You're not making a ton of money if you're betting Rodriguez. You have to bet him in a parlay, if anything. All right, moving on. That was enough of that fight. Moving on.
Even at that, I don't like him as a parlay piece, but yeah, moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. Next up, we got a fight in the women's flyweight division between Tracy Cortez and Melissa Gatto. Right now, Cortez minus 150, and the comeback on Gatto is plus 130. Who do you got?
So I understand the hype behind Cortez, or yeah, the behind Cortez. She's good. She's pretty. She reminds me of Rachel Ostrovich a little bit. Um, like I don't know, it's the way they look, but I'm going with Gatto here, and I wish I would have got in on this a little bit sooner. I like the money line. I mean, we're still we're still plus 130, so get on that while you can. The reason being though is, and it has a little bit to do with Ortega, is I'm wondering if that kind of hindered her training as well. It seems like it hindered his.
She's not even training with him.
Well, there you go.
She trains down to fight ready.
Well, every time I see her, I see him, and every time I see him, I see her. So it seems like they're hanging out more than they are actually training.
Well, that's possible. I mean, I've seen some pictures of with Eddie Cha working, some striking with her, but we can only
Promo.
we can only see what we can what we can see. But
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. So Gatto, she KO'd Eubanks, and Cortez went to a split decision with Justine Quiche. Shit my pants, Justine Quiche. Yes, that one. I prefer straight up with Gatto because she has multiple wins in various ways. And one more thing, she has no losses. And I just think that she's going to continue to have no losses after Saturday.
Yeah, I like it. I'm definitely on Gatto here too. I think the line should be flipped. Minus 150 for Gatto, plus 130 for Cortez seems much better in my eyes. I think she should be the favorite. She's going to be the much bigger fighter, much stronger fighter. She's absolutely shredded, and she's got really good jiu-jitsu. She's always working off of her back. Even if she gets taken down, she's very good. Going for sweeps. And when she lands on top, she's going to submit you or ground and pound and get you out of there. Cortez is just banking on holding her down, maybe getting the submission as well, but I don't think her ground game is nearly as good as as Gatto. I think she'll be able to defend any submission that's gone her way. And on the feet, it's night and day. Gatto is a lot better. She's night and day better than Cortez on the feet. So Cortez pretty much has to take her down and just grind it out to get the victory. Gatto has definitely more than one way to get this fight done, but the longer the fight's on the feet, the easier fight it is for her. So I'm taking her plus 130.
Yeah, I like it.
Force Daniels asking second and third round submission for it. It's definitely possible. I feel like if it comes, it will be later when she gasses and goes for an ill-advised takedown, probably gets reversed, gets her back taken, and gets sunk in, or even an armbar off her back. Things like that will happen. I just rather take her straight up because we're getting a good line, plus 130. It's even at plus 150 at points bet. That's why it's good to line shop and sign up at different books. Once you're able get a little bit money and put it in a little bit of each, find your best line, bet it there to get the most bang for your buck.
I think her path to victory is really going to depend on how Cortez pushes the fight, and then Gatto is just kind of going to respond. So like it just really depends on how that fight works out in round 1 and round 2, and obviously round 3. But that's how she's going to react, and then ultimately finish her when she wants. So it's just going to depend on her. So yeah, I agree with Garrett 100%. Like I would do whatever you're going to put on second and third round, just double up on the money line because you'll get a return.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. All right, moving on. We got a fight at 170 pounds between Danny Roberts and Francisco Trinaldo. Right now, it's a pick'em, minus 115 for Trinaldo, minus 105 for Roberts. Who do you got?
I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about this because this was probably the hardest one for me to decide. I'm picking Trinaldo. He's old, but he's crafty. He gets it done. Roberts has bad IQ, man. He's just bad. He has his ups and downs. He has 2 wins. He's coming off 2 wins, so he's due for a down. It's as simple as that. I really don't know who to pick because it really ultimately depends on which version of these fighters shows up. Sometimes we have really good Trinaldo, sometimes we have really good Roberts. Uh, I'm going with Trinaldo just because I feel like the experience is going to carry him to a decision, and the odds makers also have it going to a decision, and I think that that's where we're going to end up. But I'm probably not going to bet it because it's going to be a sweaty one.
You know,
You
this
know.
is this is a fight where Danny Roberts should win.
Yep.
I mean, we have to get to a point where when the hell is Trinaldo ever gonna fall off? This man's like 52 years old and he hits like a Mack truck
Yep.
and he just is always there in every fight. Like when the hell is he gonna fall off? I don't know, but I feel like this could be the fight where he kind of shows his age. I feel like this
Yeah.
could be the one. I think Danny Roberts is good on the feet. He definitely has a volume advantage. I mean, anybody has volume advantage over Trinaldo.
Yep.
He obviously has a height and reach advantages as well. He's good with his kicks, so he knows how to keep out of range. He's good with his takedown defense, as we showed against Ramazan Ameev. That was impressive. That was a very good win. Um, and at a pick'em price, definitely not a bad bet. I think he could get it done. I definitely do. I think this is the right step up for him. Trinaldo's fighting at now 170. He just hasn't looked good. He's super slow. He's very inactive on the feet. So I feel like Roberts could get it done. And, at a pick and price, I feel it's kind of worth it. I'll take him.
Yeah, I don't trust either one of these guys. But that being said, I probably trust Ronaldo a little bit more. But with the way you kind of worded that, I could see either one of them getting decisions. So, but the issue there is that the odds makers do have this going to a decision. So that's why I don't have a play for this particular.
You can even bet Roberts by decision or Trinaldo by decision at plus 200 or plus 225 and win either way.
Well, there you go.
As long as it goes to a decision.
Yeah, which I think that could be the way to go. I don't know. It's a weird fight. It's not interesting to me. Like what are we gaining from this ultimately?
Right. I would need more value to put a bet on either side.
Yeah.
Put that way. All right, moving on. We got a fight in the heavyweight division between Blagoy Ivanov and Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Right now, Ivanov is minus 150, and the comeback on de Lima is plus 130. Who do you got?
So I went back and forth with this one as well. I am ultimately going with Rogerio de Lima. Plus money. I will probably not play it though. But if you have to make a play, on this, do over 2.5. It's plus money. The issue here is that Rogerio has made improvements lately, but his competition has been pretty shitty. And Ivanov has went what do you call it? He's went decision 6 out of the 7 of his last fights. Rogerio gasses if it gets to deep water, and I imagine Ivanov wrestling through round one while Rogerio looks for the finish in round one. After that, it's going to be like one of those clinch fests where they just kind of hold each other, probably for 15 minutes. It's I know it is. They are heavyweights. It's hard to go over 2.5. But these guys, especially Ivanov, like he's a decision machine as of late. Um, here's the bet of this fight though. If you have it on your book, bet that they mention the fact that Ivanov has been stabbed during the walkout. If you can bet it on your book, get that plus money because they will mention it as much as they can as soon as he walks out. Outside of that, don't bet anything on this fight. But I'm going with De Lima.
We got someone asking about Canelo and Canelo and Oliveira in a parlay.
What's the odds on Canelo?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I would assume it's crazy stupid. I mean,
I don't think
I
so. I mean, why would you parlay a minus 2,000? You're not gonna get anything on it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I wouldn't. We'll get to the Oliveira fight because I have a lot to say about that one. But
He's minus 490. That's not even that bad.
yeah, I wouldn't parlay him with Charlie Olives. I'll just say that much.
Well, we'll talk about when we get there. When we get there.
But yeah,
But
I would argue that you should try to find a prop with Canelo, like Canelo by decision or Canelo in like finishes in the later rounds. I wouldn't parlay it.
we'll see what happens. But as far as this fight goes,
Yeah.
Ivanov has been out for a minute, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's been out for like at least a year or so.
Yeah, he's been resting his stab wounds.
Yeah, for 2 years he's been out. That makes him now 35 years old.
And De Lima has been fairly active, more active.
But he's also 36.
Yeah.
And this is the first guy in probably a minute that's actually even off size. I mean, he just went against Augusto Sakai. He just went against Derek Lewis. He beat Tai Tuivasa. He went against Ben Rothwell. He beat him. I mean, he went Junior Dos Santos. He went against. I mean, these fought guys are much bigger. We're talking. I think De Lima fought at light heavyweight at some point. Did he not?
What'd you say?
Maybe,
You're going in and out for a second on my end.
Oh yeah, I think I might have some bad connection right now.
I got you back. You're good. Let's go.
No, I was talking about De Lima and how I feel like he's fought at light heavyweight at some point. Or am I mistaken?
Well, I know lately he's been doing
Heavyweight.
Putting on in shop on heavyweight. Which was
no, he's been at heavyweight for a minute. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is De Lima is not as big as his normal opponents. He's about like 3 to 4 inches shorter, so he's fine. I think he'll be able to get on the inside a lot better, and I do think he can out grapple De Lima, take him down, control him. It's gonna be an ugly, boring, striking clinch fest. That's what Ivanov does. He lowers the speed of the fight, fights in the phone booth, and just clinches up, try to get down the fight to the mat and just clinch up. So that's why I like the 2.5 over 2.5 as well. I think that can get it done.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! I fucking did it. I rarely find those types of plays, but when for some reason with any time you have Ivanov over 2.5 plus money, I mean the dude practices Krav Maga and judo. I mean he's gonna like just want to toss you and hang out in your phone booth. That's just the way he is.
And then look, I mean, this man went 15 minutes with Rogerio, with Maurice Green.
Yeah, yeah.
Ivanov went the distance with Derek Lewis. You think he's gonna get finished by De Lima? No,
he does. Yeah, neither one of them. I mean, De Lima looks for the finish in round one. After round one, he just like rests on you. So I think the first round is going to be entertaining, for De Lima and and maybe for a couple of his fans. But then outside of that, we're ultimately just going to be waiting for 15 minutes.
Imagine Ivanov by decision plus 225.
Yeah, I like it.
That.
I like them both, honestly. But I think the over 2.5 is the play.
Yeah, I like that. What is it again? Over 2.5 plus. Yeah, I like that.
I think on my book it was even.
But I feel like if you're betting the over 2.5, you might as well bet Ivanov by decision because chances are if it goes the distance, he's winning.
Yeah. Well, like I said, out of like within his last 7 fights, 6 of them went to decision. So, and that's both winnings and losings, but ultimately, I mean, he knows what to do. The guy knows what to do. He's been stabbed, for Christ's sake. You'll be reminded.
All right, moving on. Next up, we have a fight in the welterweight. Welterweight? Or, is it welterweight division? I think so. Let me see. In the welterweight division, I got it. Andre Fialho and Cameron Van Camp. Right now, Fialho is minus 400 and Van Camp is plus 300. What do you got?
Fialho, who does he think he is? Terrence McKinney taking on these fights like week by week. Yeah, I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
That's really all I have to say. If Fialho wins, it's probably by KO. If Van Camp somehow wins, it's by sub. Here's a thought. How about we play Fialho after round 1? Because if Van Camp can't get the sub in round 1, he's going to look really good in round 1, but he'll probably gas if he doesn't get the sub. So I'll probably be betting a Vallejo after round 1, just because, what is it? Minus 400. That's insane. But I would say that he's probably a nice parlay piece if you want it. I don't have anything else available to me as far as my books go. I just have the 2 lines, the minus 400 and the plus 300. So until I get more lines, I really can't investigate as far as the under 2.5, those types of things. Fialho is the play.
Yeah, Fialho wins. I really don't have much to say. Van Camp is not on his level right now. He's got some serious power. He's got a chin on him. He's got good takedown defense. He's the all-around package to beat someone like Van Camp taking his fight on fairly short notice in a massive step up in competition as well. So Fialho wins. He wins by knockout. Don't know when, but yeah, that man's going to get a knockout. Maybe even early round 1. Who knows? But he wins. He knocks him out. He gets another win. He keeps it moving.
Yeah, I like Van Camp by sub, but then it would have to be Van Camp by sub in round 1, and he would basically just catch Fialho slipping. Ultimately, it would have to be like some freak accident. But I'm not betting this until I find out more. I like the under 2.5, but it's really just going to depend on the line. I don't know. Like, I wish that I could say more, because I didn't even know this fight was happening until today. I love you all.
Sorry about that. My mic unplugged for a moment there.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, I can't really do much with that fight other than Fialho wins.
Wins. Put him in your DK lineups. There you go. Moving on.
All right, moving on. Next up, we got a fight in the flyweight division between Brandon Royval and Matt Schnell. Right now, Royval is a minus 240 favorite in the comeback on Schnell plus 195. What do you got?
I think your settings on your mic, I think the mic went to the external on your computer.
Oh, cool.
Because your audio doesn't sound as clear as it did. Just heads up.
Yeah.
Okay. So my pick is gonna be Danger Caged Schnell. I like Schnell by decision. He's made insane, drastic improvements lately. And how about some fighter comparisons, Garrett? What do you think?
Sure.
You know who's made me a lot of money? Lauren Murphy by decision. You know who else I like by decision? Danger Matt Schnell. You know what? You know who Royval reminds me of? He reminds me of a Diaz brother, a long lost Diaz brother, but he doesn't fight like a Diaz brother. He fights like Tim Elliott. This guy, he'll give you 5 looks in 20 seconds. So expect a lot of weird, what are you doing there? Like, he'll give you all sorts of different looks on the feet. But I like Matt Schnell by decision. I like Royval as well, but I just like that plus 500.
That makes sense. At first I was leaning towards Royval, thinking it's a lock.
Nope.
But then thinking long and hard about it, Schnell has made some improvements.
A lot. Drastic ones.
But he did look like dog shit against Bontarine. You know,
That is correct.
he looked like dog shit against a guy that was about a half a foot shorter than him. Not good. He was losing the striking realm against a guy like Bontarine, who Royval schooled.
Murdered. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't even remotely close. And then you look at the level of competition that he's beaten. Alexandre, he's beaten Bontarine, Kai Car France, Tim Elliott, and screw everybody else. But he's still beating guys like Nate Williams, Joby Sanchez, Charles Johnson that just got signed as
Yep.
well. So, I mean, that's some legit competition. And against Brandon Moreno, he was actually on top and he, separated his shoulder.
Yep.
Go fucking figure.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that was pretty nasty. But other than that, the man's been, dynamite. He's looked great. And I feel like what's Schnell gonna really do? Is he a prolific striker? No. Is he gonna go for takedowns? Fuck no, he ain't. Because of the fact that he does not want to get subbed. He doesn't want to get caught in a scramble with someone like Royval.
Yep.
So I feel like Royval has more chances to win. Schnell, he'll do what he can to come forward and land some shots. He'll make it look good, but eventually I feel like he's gonna get caught with something, or he's gonna get taken down and submitted. There's just too many ways for Royval to win, and he's also super unorthodox. He's not easy to read. He throws a lot of different variations of attacks out there. So I feel Royval has the win here. I definitely don't like his line.
Yeah.
But I do think he gets it done though.
That's kind of where I was coming from with the Tim Elliott comparison. I am a bit biased, I have to admit. Schnell and I actually shop at the same card shop. Shout out Triple Play Treasures. In all seriousness, that's true. They're in Houston, Texas, just north. In all seriousness, I do think the line's a little wide. And if Schnell somehow does get this done, it's going to be by decision. It's very possible that Royval has a off night, but I mean, you could say that about any fight, really.
To be honest, if he gets it done, I think it'll be by knockout.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, didn't he knock out Nam?
I think he knocked him down. I think he's got some sneaky power to him, but I don't see it being likely considering he doesn't have many knockouts. But for some reason, I just feel like he would get a knockout or a club and sub type of thing.
It'll be fun. I always enjoy his fights. Like and he was on the MTV show. Like I always am kind of rooting for him a little bit.
Yep, I remember that.
My mom likes him, and she's one of my nickname growing up was Joe Danger. So like for some reason she always remembers him because. And my kid's name is Danger, for Christ's sake. So like it's one of those things that it's like I don't know, it's close to us. And then he trains in Houston now and Louisiana. So yeah, it's hard not to root for him.
I got you. All right, let's keep it moving. Next up, we got a fight in the women's featherweight division between Macy Chazon and Norma Dumont. Right now, Dumont is a minus 225 favorite in the comeback on Chazon, plus 185. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Dumont. The play though is Dumont decision plus 125. I don't like the 225, the minus 225. I'm assuming both girls are gonna want to stand up and trade. Dumont is better overall, no matter where the fight goes. So I just ultimately feel like she's going to have the advantage wherever the fight does go. Should play out a lot like both of their last fights. Fight at range, 15 minutes. Both girls do have sub wins, so I assume that they're both going to be kind of afraid to go to the ground, and because of which I feel like that'll burn more clock, which again leads me back to the Dumont by decision. And here's the thing. I've never really seen her like be all that urgent. So I think that that's going to play a factor in this as well. Like she likes to play with her food, and I'm okay with that, especially if it cashes my decision play.
Yeah, this is a crapshoot if there ever was one. But thing is, the what man, you really gonna like my Nord Dumont minus 225? No, absolutely not. And I'm saying this after because of what I did last week with Gina Mazzani. No, you do not lay minus 225 on Norma Dumont. Whether she wins or loses, I do not care what you do. Do not do it. Dumont decision, not bad at all. You got, you get a plus money, but I also like Shazan plus 185, plus 180. Why the hell not? She's 5 inches taller, 4 or 5 inches taller. She's got 5 inches of reach. She throws a lot of volume. She lands at almost a 50% clip. As long as she doesn't get taken down, she's got a 50-50 chance to win, and it's plus 185. Nora Dumont's not a great striker. She's not a great grappler either. She doesn't go for a ton of takedowns. So, I mean, I feel like this fight should be close to pick 'em. There's no
Yeah,
reason why Dumont should be minus 225. She's not massively bigger or more skilled than Shazan. She's going to have the grapple to win. At distance, she's at a disadvantage. So, it really comes down to that. And I think Rocky, even at 145, is better than Norma Dumont. Let's be honest. She really is. She's more
agreed.
skilled. She's a better striker. She's much more skillful. She's fought the better competition. I mean, yada yada yada. So I got Shazan here plus 180, plus 185. I wish I got it at plus 200, but it came back down a little bit. So I still say plus 185 here.
I see.
You give me too much value here. I just don't like Dumont. I don't think she's that good. There's no way she should be minus 225 against another living corpse out there. Just no way. No. Sorry.
I also see that getting wider. It's all recency, man. That's really it. So I I like Dumont by decision, but I also like your play better. It seems less riskier, in my
Right.
opinion, and that's what I'm about, honestly.
At least in that type of fight.
Yeah,
All right.
well, yeah, I don't like I don't know. I like fights, man, but both of these, I mean, Chizon has let me down in the past as
Yep.
well. So it's like a PTSD, man. Like I can just imagine myself looking at the results like as I'm sitting in like PF Chang's just getting pissed off, like she did it again.
This bitch.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Yeah, but we'll see how it
We'll
goes.
see. Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out. All right.
Thanks, Forrest. I appreciate it, man. I love Killer Clowns. That's I watched that growing up, and I'm a big fan of that movie.
Moving on. Last up on the prelims is a fight at 170 pounds between Randy Brown and Chaos Williams. Right now, this is basically a pick. Minus 120 for Williams, plus 100 for Brown. Who do you got?
I like Brown here. I'm the odds are insane to me, honestly. Brown money line. I'll take it all day. Brown, he just has more tools, man. Williams is always looking for the KO. And when Chaos, and we've seen Chaos lose because that is all that's my guy, because that is all he has. Chaos just wants to KO, knockout. Brown uses his reach and his height like a big guy should, a big tall guy. He doesn't he does it right. I think ultimately that'll frustrate Williams, and because of which he'll get tired and exhausted from just swinging, and Brown will find the finish however he needs to.
Yeah, I'm definitely on Brown here as well. I actually told my clients about it on Sunday, plus 115 they got it at. I just think he's definitely has more tools, more ways of winning. Also, that huge height and reach advantage that he has. It's going to play massive dividends, especially in a 30-foot octagon as well. He uses his length very, very well. And he knows, Karius is just going to come forward, try to throw a heavy hand. So he's going to be able to keep it on the outside and then be able to, just pick him apart and then maybe take him down and get the submission. I feel like that's how he gets it done, But right now we have a special guest. Let's bring him on. Hey, what's up, man?
What's
How's it
up?
going?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? This is Joshua. You want to pronounce your last name so I don't butcher it?
Oxendine. Oxendine.
Ox- Oxendine. All right. What's up, man? How's it going, man? I appreciate you coming on the breakdown with us. Talk about yourself and let us know your journey and how what's on the horizon. What's up? Who you got next? How's it going?
I'm good, man. Life's good. Just training. Just coming off a KO slam. In a minute and 12. So yeah, man, we fight again June 25th, Greenville, South Carolina. We got three guys in the works right now. I don't want to say their name because I want them to accept first. But one's 8-4, one's 8-2, and one's 13-2. And one was on the Ultimate Fighter at 125 division. So that's a big one. That's what I want. But yeah, man, I'm ready to make a statement. And I've been calling out since the beginning. I'm ready to get to the show and stop playing games.
On your recent win, I saw it was like a KO slam. A guy named Dusty Little. Did it feel good beating someone with such a shitty name?
Yeah, actually I wanted to fight. I had another guy, man. He jumped in late notice, so I respect that. But yeah, he was very little, like his last name. So he didn't weigh much when I picked him up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was real little. That's why I slammed him the way I did. But yeah, man, he's a cool cat. I appreciate him stepping up late notice when these clowns be with these excuses falling out all the time.
The only I had one other thing. So like, I saw you have a couple nicknames, the Oxman and the Marine.
Yeah.
Is there one you prefer, or
When I first got out of the Marine Corps, everybody called me the Marine. But I switched to the Oxman about 3 years ago. So I roll with that now, the Oxman. When I was in the Marine Corps, everybody called me Ox. They said I was strong as an ox, so that nickname stuck. So I was like half animal, half man. So we just ran with it.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. One other thing I wanted to mention, my birthday is March 10th, and
That's
yours is
March.
March 11th, man.
You're you're a good dude, then, man. You're a good dude. In March, so
Yeah, I was telling Garrett, I was like, I like this guy already. I watched one of your interviews earlier, and I was like, I think we'll get along just fine. You know, you share a birthday with Johnny Knoxville, and then I got you beat though. I share a birthday with Chuck Norris, but I mean, Johnny Knoxville's cool.
yeah, that's pretty. Oh yeah, when I joined the Marine Corps, I was infantry in the Marine Corps front line, and our code is 0311. My birthday is 0311. So like it was made in heaven. It was a match made in heaven. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
Awesome, man. Well, that's all
Yeah.
for me. If Garrett, you got anything else?
No, no, man. I mean, I want to talk about your journey to get to where you are now. You kind of remind me of like a Jimmy Flick,
Hmm.
type of fighter. Because you fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, any weight class. It doesn't really matter. You're
So,
ready to go. You're ready to throw down, and you like to fight often. Do you think that type of persistence will eventually get you where you want to be? Because he fought tooth and nail his entire career on the regional scene, fighting the best of the best, and he eventually got there. Do you think you'll be able to get there soon
yeah,
enough?
I won the Golden Gloves in boxing, so I got a boxing background. I've been boxing a long time. So when I jumped in MMA, it was like everybody was just taking me to the ground. I couldn't do nothing. I was a mess. I went pro a little too earlier than I should have, to be honest. But man, I love to fight. Like that's what I do, man. I fought in the Marine Corps, fought growing up in the backyard. I'm a country boy, so you had to fight to make a stand, So I just love to fight, and I always stay ready. I own a gym in here in Charlotte, so only thing we do is we fight, man. We work out, we punch each other in the face, and we always ready to throw down. So like I tell all these guys when I say it on Twitter, when I say it on social media, like I'm ready all the time. I really mean it. Like 1 day notice, 10-hour notice, 5 hour, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We ready to rock.
And I see you're now 8-1 in your last 9 fights, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or no, 8-2. I'm sorry, 8-2 in your last 10. But you're on this crazy run. You have to think like another big win should get you to essentially one step away from where you want to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like my My last loss, I broke 3 ribs in the first minute. I lost by a split decision. Um, and that right there just showed me, like, bro, I'm way tougher. You don't have to kill me to take me out, basically. Yeah, it was a loss, but it really changed my mentality. Like I'm a dog. You know, when you get in there, you're gonna have to kill me, or I'm gonna kill you, one of the two. So I'm looking for somebody that's dangerous. I want somebody that scares me. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be scared when I go in there. And I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna finish whoever it is. That's what I do. Out of my 8 wins, 7 is by finish. One's by decision, and only reason that's because I cracked 2 ribs. So that's the only reason he survived. Like, I finish everybody. If you get in there with me and you lose, you lost because you got finished. It ain't because we're gonna see the judges. I told everybody when I came back from these broken ribs, each rib, somebody's gonna feel pain. He broke his arm. That was the first rib. The next guy would be for the second rib, and then we're gonna keep going until I get to contender series or I get a call.
I like it, man. I love the confidence, man. It makes me feel good because I've actually been watching you for a while. I'm pretty sure, I've been following you for a minute now, and I kind of, I've kind of done this before. I've seen fighters and I've seen their persistence. I've seen their growth and what they've done over the years, and I see that in you. I feel like you're definitely going to get your shot on whether it's a contender series or a short notice debut. I feel it that you're going to get there eventually. And do you think all this experience outside of, you're already 15, you're going to be on your 15th fight or 14th fight coming into this next fight.
Yeah.
Do you think all that experience is going to help you, help you in your debut versus somebody that's coming in at only 4-0, 5-0?
Yeah, like the lights doesn't bother me like that. The lights, the glamour, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I served my country. I've been in war. You know what I'm saying? Like, stepping into an octagon and you shut the door behind me while people watching don't phase me one bit. Um, I just like to fight. Like, I love it. Like, stand toe to toe with me and let's bang. Let's see who chin's tougher. Let's see who can throw harder, and let's have a good time. I like to put on a show for the fans. When I fight, I sell out. My last fight, I sold $27,000 worth of tickets. Like, I actually sell out arenas. Like, there's nobody on a regional level, nowhere outside the UFC that sells like I do. I promise you. Um, you can. I put my name up against anybody. There's nobody outside of UFC that sells like me. And once I get into UFC, ain't gonna be nobody that sells like me either. Um, I'm just scratching the surface, man. I love to have fun. I put on a show. The fans like to see there's no boring fight. We don't do boring fights over here. We have fun. We like blood. We like a good time, and we like wars.
I like that, man. I like to hear that because you're going to be a fan favorite once you finally get there. You
Oh,
really are.
sure.
And coming into this matchup, I know you don't know who you're fighting yet, but how do you get it done? Whoever you go against, I'd love to hear a prediction of how do you beat your next opponent.
I got a video, and I'll post right after this. I told a guy that day it's gonna be a first round KO. I got a first round KO. That's what I do. I look for your chin. I'm gonna take that chin out. Everybody wants to fight until they get hit in the mouth, right? Mike Tyson said everybody got plans until they get hit in the mouth. So a lot of guys, man, they like to dance around in there. I don't dance. I go to the center and we're gonna throw a little bit. I'm gonna make you turn into a wrestler and we're gonna have fun. But yeah, he's gonna sleep. Whoever it is, like, I got a goal. I'm very passionate. I your mind. I'm focused. Mentally, I'm there. I'm on another level mentally. Sitting down for 6 weeks with these broken ribs just change your mental game. So I'm putting in that work every day, man. Like I said, I own a gym. I live there. Like, I'm eating healthy. My wife owns a meal prep company. Like, I'm on it. Like, I'm not eating. I'm running 75 miles in May. So I'm physically, I can go 3 rounds like nothing. If it's 1 minute, we can go 1 minute. If we go 15, we can go 15. It's up to you. But I'm gonna stand there and throw, and he's gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna call him out. Sean Shelby, Dana White, Mickey Ward, let's go. It's game time.
I like your style.
Yeah, me too. That's gangster shit there.
No, I was telling Garrett earlier, like, just doing a little research. Like, not only are you on the posters, man, but your interviews are, like, they're entertaining. And that, like, a lot of the reasons there's fighters that a lot of people like that I don't care for because they're not interesting to me. With you, I like what you're saying. I like your style. I like your vibe. I feel like we could have a beer and then, like, fight each other, like like wrestle. And I'm a country boy too. I'm from Texas, but you guys are on another level, or at least you are.
Yeah, man. Like I tell everybody, you're a brand. When you're fighting, you're a fighter. You're a brand. And if you don't have a brand, you can be the most savage fighter in the world, and you suck at an interview. You can't promote yourself. You ain't never gonna be no. You're never gonna be the top. Like Conor McGregor, my man could lose 20 fights in a row and still be at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because my man could talk. You have to have it inside and outside. And I believe I'm the total package. I can stand up. I can wrestle. I can do jiu-jitsu. I can talk inside the cage while we fighting. I can talk outside the cage when we're not fighting. So I really believe in who I am as a fighter, as a person. I'm very confident in who I am as a fighter and a person. I just feel like 125, 35, 45, 55. I fight all 4 divisions. Like we can go anywhere, anytime, any place, hand to hand, bare knuckle, in the cage, out. So I just love to fight, man. And it doesn't matter who it is.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, because my next question was like, what weight class are you gonna fight in? Once you finally get there, what are you gonna fight in? You fight in all 4. So,
facts. I have. I fought at 25, 35, 45, and 55. So I love 135. It's not as big of a cut as 125, and I feel super strong. So 135 more than likely is going to be my division if I make it. But like I said, it doesn't matter, man. Sean Shelby can call me right now and be like, "Can you make 125 Saturday, Friday? Today's Wednesday. I'm being on 125." So, if it's 55, I'd be 155. It doesn't matter. I put in the work, so it's tough, right? Cutting weight's the hardest part. Fighting's the easiest part. But I'm a professional. I'm gonna make that weight, and when I do, we're gonna have fun later.
Man, that's
Cool.
crazy. I love it. I love it. So before we let you go, we got to get your pick. For this weekend, UFC 274, the main event, Charles Oliveira, Oliveira is taking on Justin Gaethje for the lightweight championship. We got to know, who do you got and how they get it done?
Gaethje. That's who. Gaethje. Gaethje's he's a crazy son of a gun, and my fighting style is just like his. I stand there with a bang. We can have a war, or I can just knock you out quick. One of the two. I love the way he fights. He fights crazy, but he's very smart when he fights. So I think, like I seen a post. Somebody said Gaethje would light himself on fire just for you to catch fire. Like that's some gangster stuff right there, and I love it. So I got Gaethje. Coming in, winning the title, finally putting himself in the books as a true champion, not a interim champion. And I think he stays champion for a little bit, to be honest, because ain't too many tough son of guns out there like he is. He can stand there and have a 25-minute war with you and be perfectly fine at the end and get a beer. You know what I'm saying? So I love Justin Gaethje. I love his style, and I think he finishes him. I don't think it's first round. Charles is tough, man. He get dropped and get back up and finish you just like he did Michael Chandler. So I think he's tough, but I think he wears him down. And I think by the 4th round he gets a TKO.
Interesting. I like it.
Same page.
So we're gonna let you get out of here, but before I let you go, if you got your social media to plug, any sponsors, the floor is yours.
Yeah, y'all follow me on Instagram, Oxman _ same thing for Twitter, Oxman _ and shout out to my Lumbee people, my Native American people. I'm Native American. I'm from the Lumbee tribe in Pembroke, North Carolina. I always represent my people. Never forget where you come from, right? So we never had nothing. We never came up with nothing. We had to make everything we got. We came from the bottom. We're gonna make the top, and I'm gonna bring my people with me. So shout out to my Lumbee people. Thank you guys for having me, and I appreciate y'all.
Hey,
Thanks, man.
Josh. Well, it's Oxman _ what? Official. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody got that. It cut off for a little bit, and I didn't want to leave you hanging after such an awesome interview. So thank you for your time. And honestly, dude, it was really nice meeting you. I'm excited to see where you go from here. Hopefully you get the guy that was on Tough, yeah. So you can beat his ass and then get on some more posters, because I'd love to see that, man.
13-2. About to turn that to a 3 and get to the show, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Have a good one.
You too, bro. See ya. All right, that was Joshua Oxendine Thank you so much for coming on with us. We gotta break down the rest of the card. Let's get it done. We're already at an hour. Let's get through this for you guys real quick. Next up, we gotta fight.
You're on mute. You're on mute. We're I think we're gonna do Cowboy minus 165 versus Lozon plus 140. While Garrett is plugging in, I'm actually a little surprised that Cowboy is the favorite here. I think that honestly, the public wants him to win, and you know what they say about wishing in one hand. You can wish in one hand all you want, baby, but if there's shit in the other, it's gonna weigh more. So Garrett, who you got? You got Cowboy or you got Lozon? Garrett, get your shit together. Brandon Piper says, get your shit together. Lozon has been away for a bit, man. But here's the thing: Cowboy is on a downhill climb, very, very
You
fast.
know what? I'm getting my shit together. Okay, I have too many damn wires around here. You know, I'll make you do with what I got, guys. Okay.
I think you're just excited because you had a guest.
I think
So
I think so. I think so. I think that's why we're gonna do this every single month. We're gonna get a guest for you guys. Okay, we're gonna bring a guest on. We're gonna interview him, get his pick, make some money. That's what we're here for. We're also here to entertain. You know, we're not gonna be boring little
yeah,
shitheads breaking down fights. We bring some entertainment to this shit. Okay, guys, that's what we're
yeah.
here for. Money, entertainment, money, and
Well,
entertainment. That's it.
what other show has the Oxman on it, dude? Like
Come on.
that was
He's a
legit.
savage. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, he's like the next coming of Jimmy Flick and what?
William Knight.
Jason Knight.
Jason Knight, William Knight. Yeah, he's definitely not. He's definitely not William Knight. I mean, I bet he could. I bet he could beat him. I bet he could beat William Knight.
Well,
I'll go. I'll go all day on the Marine versus William Knight. I'll take the Marine all day, baby.
yeah. All right, let's keep it moving with this lightweight fight. Donald Cerrone, Joe Lozon. Ah, man. This
Loser
is
packs
this
their
is our
bags. Fight.
this is our first fight on the main card. We're talking about this is 2022 people, and Donald Cowboy Cerrone is taking on Joe Lozon on the main card. And guess what? It gets better after this fight. Just wait, just wait. But right
Yeah,
now we have Donald Cerrone what minus 180. The comeback on Joe Lozon's plus 140, plus 150.
yeah.
What the hell are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna
I
do with that?
I got lows on, dude. I'll take the plus money. I don't. Well, I mean, that's honestly, dude, coin flip. It really just depends on who shows up. Lozon has been away for a bit, but I don't. Yeah, I Cowboy has not looked the same, and
I
he's on
mean,
a
both fighters have to look the same. I mean, Joe Lozon's like he literally said like, "Yo,
At least he
run."
has a win.
Yeah, but that was 3 years ago. It was
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, when's the last time Cowboys won?
I get it, but he's also not fighting Jonathan Pierce.
Yeah, or yeah, he's fighting Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I mean, he's fighting guys that are like legit, like guys. He's not fighting Jonathan Pierce on in his debut
Yeah,
three years ago, and he
it's still
once he said COVID happened, he's like, you know, fuck this. I'm not. I'm just like, I'm not fighting. I was like, okay.
yeah.
I'm not
I
saying it's a walk in the park. Go bet Donald Cerrone, but it's like, why bet on either one of these two? I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
I don't like either one of these. But I mean, if for in a coin flip, I'll take the plus money.
Yeah, no, I get you. I definitely get you. I
Yeah,
mean, it
and
makes sense.
he's not Brandon's not wrong because when we were on our honeymoon, we went up to like his like little cowboy station, and literally all he had was like little toys. Like his whole entire yard was full of toys. So the dude is done fighting. He had a kid. He had a couple wins after he had a kid. We all thought he was the next coming cowboy, and
I mean, they're both done though. They're
well,
both.
yeah, I know
They're
because
both retired
the
after
only
this one.
reason Lozon's coming out of retirement basically is to fight Cowboy,
Right.
which it's just it's a weird fight. Like,
It is.
but the casuals are coming out to support Cowboy, and that's I honestly feel like that's why the way the line is.
Man, I just don't know. I don't like who
Well,
the fuck.
I agree. I agree with Dave. The over 1.5 should be a good bet, but you never know, dude. Like, what if Cowboy just starches them, like in like one punch, or vice versa? It's
The under 2.5 at -175 sounds a lot safer.
I don't know. Both of these don't sound safe.
All I know is I don't know who the fuck's gonna win this fight. It's a fight that I need to pass on. I'm not betting on two dinosaurs right now. It's not happening. I'm cool with it. Neither one of them are in rare form. One hasn't fought in 3 years. The other one hasn't won in like a century. Just no, I don't want anything to do with it. So I'm gonna keep it moving.
I just wonder what the reaction was when they got the call. Like, well, who am I fighting? Oh, you're fighting Lozon. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. And then and then the other call. Well, yeah, you want to fight Cowboy? Yeah, I'd love to fight Cowboy. Like, I don't know. It just seems so odd. But yeah, who is this fight for?
I don't like I said, it's
Yeah,
it's 2022.
Yeah,
and we have Cowboy Cerrone and
Yeah.
Joe Lozon
Yeah.
on a main card on a pay-per-view.
I'd rather. There's so many other fights I'd rather watch.
Exactly. Moving on, another beautiful fight in the year 2022 in the light heavyweight division between Ovin St. Preux, OSP, and Shogun Mauricio Shogun Hua in 2022. Right now, the odds on OSP to win is -240.
Yeah.
And the comeback on Shogun is +195. Who do you got in this lovely fight in 2022?
So I actually have a couple plays here. Hua straight up +195, OSP sub +300, over 1.5 -150. I feel like OSP by sub is always the play.
Even though he hasn't had a sub since 2019.
Well, that's why it is the way it is. But like, I feel like these dudes are old, dude. Like they're so old, and they're gonna take their time. They're slow. I feel
this
like
is gonna be such an ugly fight. Such an ugly fight.
Getting over the 1.5, I just feel like it's not gonna be an issue. Like they're gonna take their time to the point where I'm just gonna be like, okay. So whatever I win through the over with the over 1.5, that's probably what I'm going to use to play the OSP sub. But I don't know. I'm not. I just kind of like the last fight. I'm reaching. I'm reaching a little bit. I'll be honest with you, but I do like the over 1.5. But OSP is not the OSP that we love. See, I don't know. OSP.
Can we say the last person that Shogun beat was Antonio Ruggiero Nogueira in 2020?
That was horrible.
And it was a split decision.
That was the Darren Till fight night.
Oh man, that was bad. Like
I remember watching that fight. I took a break to go like make a sandwich or something, and I came back, and that fight was still on. Like it almost felt like I paused it, but because nothing changed, they were just a little bit sweatier.
Oh man, I just can't believe like his last win was against Nogueira.
Yeah, I don't see Hua winning, but I mean it's possible.
I'm not betting on this fight. I really want nothing to do with it. I don't want to see it actually. But if I had to choose, you got to go with OSP. OSP is, I feel like he's definitely more skilled at this point in their careers. Shogun's 40 years old. Still don't know why he's in the UFC at this moment. I guess because he's won 2 of his last 3. I don't know.
He's a name. I mean,
I also don't know why OSP is still in there. He's lost 3 of his last 4. Who knows?
I honestly feel like both this fight and the last fight are kind of like for people that like buy pay-per-views and are like, oh, I've seen this guy fight before. You know, like they don't know their names, but they know what they look like. That's it. So they're like, yeah, I've watched the fight in the last 5 years. Like that's who these fights are for, that crowd.
Yeah. But with this fight, I gotta go with OSP. Not confident, not betting it. Should win It's fucking Shogun. He's 40 years old. Don't know why he's still fighting. But yeah, OSP gets it done.
Yeah.
Let's move it on. Let's keep it moving. Next up, in the lightweight division, we got a fight between Michael Chandler and Tony Ferguson. Right now, Chandler's minus 380 to come back on Ferguson, plus 290. Who do you got?
I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. But my pick is Chandler. I love Ferguson. He's one of my favorite fighters. Although he does lose, he does hold up, and he's been losing a lot lately. I like the over 1.5 minus 150, and I like Chandler by decision plus 230. Ferguson isn't the same fighter that he used to be, and while I would love to see him win, I just don't see it happening this weekend. What I'm probably going to do is watch him fight Kevin Lee just to kind of remember the old days or like more recent good days because that's the free fight on UFC.com or UFC on the YouTube for UFC. So if you missed Ferguson as much as I do, go watch that fight and we can remember cashing a lot of money on Ferguson.
Yeah, I agree there. Fortunately, he's definitely not the same fighter. He's looked a lot aged over the years. Like he's aged not like fine wine, not at all. He's aged pretty poorly. And Chandler's still in his prime, only fighting the best, only losing to the best. He went 15 minutes with Justin Gaethje. I mean, the dude's a stud. And he almost finished Oliveira as well. Let's not forget that
Round one.
either. So I think Chandler gets the win here. I don't think I like the over 1.5. It's not terrible at minus 150. I do think Ferguson is durable enough to not get knocked down in round one. We'll see. But yeah, I think it goes over 1.5. There's really not much of a play here. Maybe they're expecting Chandler to win by knockout, but it's minus 110.
Yeah. That's why I like the decision because, I mean, look at who he's went to decision with. Ferguson. Look at who he's went to decision with.
Right.
I mean, most of them. But that really just depends on if he's really done, if he's really truly done. The knockout is what's up.
Right.
Now, if he's gatekeeper, then the decision is the play.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I got Chandler. I got the over 1.5 with you as well. All right, moving on to our co-main event in the women's strawweight division for the strawweight championship of the world between Rose Namajunas at minus 210 and the comeback on Carla Esparza plus 175. Who do you got?
Who do you think I got? I got my money maker. I got Esparza, dude. Esparza money line plus 175. I'm not gonna play her by decision because what happened in the first time? What happened the first time they met? A sub. Yep. Oh, so dude, and I think that this line is just gonna get wider. So honestly, if you are not comfortable betting the plus 175, just wait it out a little bit. Just wait it out just a little bit more. You'll probably get plus 205, 210. I think that this fight is much closer than the odds indicate. So yeah, also too, Rose is like a weirdo. And I like don't get me wrong, like I like her as a fighter, but as like a personality, kind of like what we were talking about with our guest, she is very strange. And I remember watching their season of The Ultimate Fighter. And even back then, I pegged her as a very, very weird person. And speaking of which, I'm sure that you guys have seen Sean Strickland's, my boy, speaking out against Thug Rose and her lover, which I think that might play a role in Rose's head. Here's the thing. Weirder or lesser things have affected Rose in the past. So all of those things in mind, not to mention Esparza, world class wrestler, also has beaten Rose in the past. Who also beat someone recently that had beaten them in the past? Oh yeah, Aljo had beat Yan. And what did you guys go? You guys went against me Well, here's your chance to redeem yourself. Play Esparza, and I'm looking at you, Garrett. So, what do you have? What do you have for me?
Well.
Either girl could sneak a decision, but I'm gonna have to side with Esparza. That's response to Forrest.
Well. I'm gonna have to go with Dunda. Carla Esparza at plus 175. Yes.
Yep.
She gets it done. She gets her title back.
She
Gets
totally.
she gets the crown. She's gonna be the next strawweight champion. She's getting it done. She's looked the best she's ever had. Her striking has looked a lot better. She's coming forward. She's gonna be the aggressor. She's gonna land takedowns. She's gonna get top control. She's gonna get control time. She's getting it all. She's gonna get taken down. She's gonna get takedowns. Zhang got 5 takedowns. One takedown per round. Actually, I'm sorry, 1 takedown per round. She got 1 takedown per round. Carla Esparza can do that like it's nothing. Her grappling is levels above Zhang's.
She's relentless. And then also too, her husband is not a groomer. So just something else to think about.
And then Forrest is saying that Rose has never lost a rematch. That is true. But
until Saturday.
but that is true. But she also never lost. The only time she's ever lost the first time of a rematch was against Carla Esparza. Just put it that way. So she's never lost the first part of a rematch and won.
Yeah.
She's won the first fight of the rematch and then won it again, you know? So this is the first time where she's in a rematch, but she lost the first time. So that first time she has her number. She's 1 up on Rose. So we don't know if that plays a factor. It's probably not going to, obviously, because they're fighters and they progress, they get better. And that's where Esparza, she's gone. I feel like she's at her peak. I mean, she's in her prime. She's the best that she's ever looked.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. So while Rose has improved, so has Esparza. She's literally busted her ass to get to this point in order to even get this opportunity. And I just don't see her. Like I'm with Garrett 100%. Like she's gonna wrestle her ass off. And while Rose can probably, meet her halfway, that's a halfway that I'm willing to risk. Like I said, the line is going to widen and we can get a plus 200 probably closer to fight time. The world loves Rose. Who like you don't see anyone wearing an Esparza shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen anyone wearing an Esparza shirt at a UFC event. And like no one's like a Rose or no one's a Esparza fan on Twitter, except for me and Garrett. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I should change my image to her. Maybe I'll do that next week if we'll see what happens. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to make bets with myself.
Man, I just think the line is a little out of whack. I think she's getting disrespected. I feel Esparza is a lot better than the odds makers are giving her credit for right now, and the public as well. I think she's a lot better. She went against a really good striker in her last fight against Yan Xiaonan. Took her down, actually beat the dog shit out of her. Marina Rodriguez, arguably the best striker in the division, took her down, beat her ass as well. I don't know
Beautiful.
that should have never been a split decision, mind you. And then Alexa Grasso, look how well she's doing at 125, took her down and controlled her for the entire fight.
Yeah, and she's used to being the underdog. So like
right.
it doesn't
and she's used to being the much smaller fighter. And this is arguably her smallest fighter since Michelle Waterson.
Yeah.
She beat Yan, who's also who's tall, Marina Rodriguez, who's tall and big, Alexa Grasso, who's tall and big, and now she gets somebody her size, finally. So I feel like she can take her down, control her, get some control time, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, I mean, at the line, and like I said, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm probably gonna wait till Friday and see where the line goes. But I'm expecting plus 200 at least. Yeah. We're getting plus 200 on Carla Esparza, and I'm taking that shit. All right.
I feel like regardless of the outcome of the fight, I feel like that's a good risk to take
Right.
because like
There's a lot of dogs you could take on this card. Let's put it
yeah.
that way.
Well, I fucking hate the fucking value. Like, but I would argue that if you want to say the whole like there's loss in a value thing, this would be your in this anyway.
All right. We are up to. I didn't really catch that because you kind of broke up a little bit. So, well, we're gonna segue into the main event here. We're gonna segue into our main event of the evening, of the night, in the lightweight division for the lightweight championship between Charles Dubrox Oliveira and Justin the Highlight Gaethje. What a fight this is going to be. One of the fight of the year candidates. This is going to be an absolute barn burner from start to finish, which is probably around 10 minutes or so. This fight's not going to last long. We should not see the judges. I'm absolutely stoked for this one. Right now, the odds are. I can't find them actually. Where the hell are they?
Oliveira minus 165 versus Justin Gaethje plus 145.
Wow. It's getting even wider right now. I'm
Oh wow.
seeing minus 175 plus 145, minus 170, even minus 195 on Charles Oliveira.
Wow.
Who do you got?
I have, like my boy Oxman, I'm going with Justin Gaethje. Earlier when I checked, the Justin inside the distance as well as the KO were both plus 200, which I thought was pretty interesting that it was the same thing. I guess most people just, if he's gonna win, it's gonna be by KO. Here's the play though of the fight. It does not start round 4 minus 200. Both guys move forward. Someone is going to sleep. I visibly have seen Oliveira give up, and also,
Wait. Okay. Let's just track that. Let's go back to that for a second. You said you've seen him give up. When was the last time he gave up?
it was years ago. But when you visibly see someone give up, when you see them make a decision to not continue in their mind,
What about this last two fights though?
yeah, the other guys gave up. But my point is that it's hard for me to bet on him against Gaethje because Gaethje does not give up. Like you have to literally remove his body. Well, I mean, his body gives up, not him.
He gave up against Khabib. He gave the fuck up.
Who doesn't?
But he went. I give up.
Why didn't he wrestle? But that's another good point. I am aware that Oliveira, Charlie Olives, is a threat on the ground. So Justin, do me this solid favor and just wrestle a little bit, just a little bit. We, the fans, we won't be that mad as long as you get the belt wrapped around your waist before round 4. Do it before round 4, and then also knock him out like Chandler almost did in round 1.
Talking about Chandler and that knockdown, funny fact, they did not reward Chandler with a knockdown in round 1.
What was it then?
I don't know. Apparently, it wasn't a knockdown because the only one that got a knockdown in that fight was Charles Oliveira, which is kind of crazy because he did fall on his ass one way and another. But with that said, Charles Oliveira gets it done again. This is another fight that's just the same. He just fought the same fighter last fight. He fought the same fighter the fight before. There's no difference. He doesn't have to worry about anything but this guy's going to come forward. He's going to try to take my fucking head off, knock me out, unconscious, and that's about it. Other than that, he's got nothing else to worry about. Whereas Charles, yes, he gets clipped. We've seen it. But now this man can fight through adversity. He's showing he can fight through adversity. In the moment he needs to get back up because Justin Gaethje tries to jump on top of him and finish him, you're getting subbed. So it really comes down to he can't really he's gonna be able to stay on the mat just like he did against Chandler. So if he gets knocked down, he's gonna welcome him to the mat. So he's gonna have to stay back and not be aggressive. That's where the fight IQ comes into play. Maybe he doesn't do stupid shit and jump into his guard. That'd be dumb. But with that said, I feel like he should be able to weather the storm. He should be able to fight through the adversity, and then eventually he's going to take him down. I mean, Justin Gaethje's takedown defense is not impenetrable. If I might add, I'm pretty sure not a single person on the planet Earth thought that Charles Oliveira was going to be the first person that would be the first one to take somebody down in his fight against Michael Chandler. He went and took down the D1 All-American wrestler, who's arguably one of the best wrestlers at 155 pounds, who is a much better wrestler than Justin Gaethje, who's also a high-level wrestler himself. So he also took down Tony Ferguson, who was never controlled the way that he was as well. And if this fight goes to the mat, I feel like it's in insta-sub category. I feel like this hits the mat. I feel like Oliveira gets the insta-sub because Gaethje has nothing for Oliveira if it hits the mat. It's going to come down to him using his butterfly hooks and being able to sweep to get back to his feet. He's very good at his scrambles to get back to his feet, but if he doesn't get back to his feet, all hell's going to be broken loose. I feel Oliveira gets it done here. I hope it's in convincing fashion. I hope it's another finish. I hope it's some highlight reel finish. Why? Because when Islam beats Dariush, we're going to get Islam versus Oliveira, and I want that line to be as fucking close as possible. Why? So I can slam the shit out of Islam Makhachev. See, I'm looking at steps ahead. I'm not looking at this fight, just this fight. I want Oliveira to win because I want him to be so dominant this fight that we get a fight where Islam's not -3, -400. Give me -160 on Islam, -170, so I can slam the shit out of him because he's our next champion. He's going to beat the dog shit out of Dariush. He's going to beat the dog shit out of Charles Oliveira. It's going to happen. But now I'm looking at my steps. I want Oliveira to win convincingly, so we get a close line when Islam gets his title shot, and we can cash in on Islam big time. But I got Charles Jukebox Oliveira getting the win here, beating Justin Gaethje, and keep on racking up these wins and see what's going on after this. That's what I got.
I'm not convinced, but I will agree that is our next champion after Justin Gaethje.
See, that's the thing. If you're a bettor and you really know that Islam's going to win, right? You damn well know if Justin Gaethje wins, that line is going to be astronomical on Islam to win. Why? Because he's the same exact fighter as Khabib, and the bookmakers are going to line it as so. So you don't want Justin Gaethje to win if you think Islam's going to win, because at the end of the day, you really want that money on Islam to be as close as possible. And I feel like the only way you're going to get that is with Charles Oliveira winning convincingly, because even if Justin Gaethje wins convincingly, I still feel it's going to be a massive underdog to Islam because Islam is the same prototypical fighter as Khabib, and Khabib beat the living shit out of Gaethje. It was so easy. I feel like it's going to be the same thing.
No, I agree. But I mean, like I said earlier, wishing one hand, shit in the other, because you'll be wishing that Gaethje doesn't win on Saturday.
Well, yeah, I will, because I'll be betting on Oliveira. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think that's all for today. What do you got? Do you got anything you want to say? Anything you want to talk about? Does your shirt say Super Thoughts?
Super Stats.
Oh.
Rufion Stats, the interim Bellator bantamweight champion, Rufion Stats.
Oh, hell yeah.
My man, Super Stats.
Yeah, we cashed on him.
Hell yeah. We're going to cash on him every single way throughout that tournament because he's going to be the $1 million winner. He's going to be the bantamweight champion for a long time coming. I've been watching this man for a minute now, and I knew it. I knew what's going to happen.
He did.
Yeah. So I was very impressed there. But anyways, that's our breakdown UFC 274. Thank you all for joining us this episode. We will be back next month for UFC 275. But before we go, my man, Jesse Danger Hobson, where can everybody find you? In Houston? Okay.
Yeah, find me in H-Town, baby, where they don't let Gabriel Killian on the mic because he sucks at comedy. But outside of that, yeah, just look me up on everything. Jesse Hobson, it's spelled below, Jessie like a lady. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, everything, baby. Come find me. And Forrest, you're doing the right thing. Cookie Monster for the win. You know, the last time I was on Rose when she was plus 500 against JJ. So let's go cash some more money, baby.
Absolutely. You guys go like and subscribe to the Fight Analyst YouTube channel and like and follow me everywhere. The Fight Analyst, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine. We will see you next month.
TikTok, OnlyFans, everything, baby.
Everything. OnlyFans will be there too. So we'll see you guys next month. We are out of here. Adios.